Oh, and welcome to the live episode of a VO's journey. Today is what is today? Today's Tuesday, right? Tuesday. Yes, it's Tuesday. Well, you are watching a VO's journey. This channel is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artist grow their business and sidestep all of the crazy things that I seem to step on. I have a cool episode today. Not planning on going too terribly long today, but I wanted to talk about a cool thing that is going on Voice123. So, for you who don't know what Voice123 is, it is a pay-to-play platform. Basically, you pay Voice123, and they market for you, and then send you auditions through their algorithm. And you go and audition, and hopefully you get work. But something about the pay to plays that have always been interesting to me is that, they were after you paid your fee, they're kind of like open, just like open grounds, open season. You could kind of do whatever you want. You could talk to the customers. You can, do a lot more than you can with sites like Fiverr or things like that, where they don't really want you talking with the customers. But Voice123 has kind of stepped out of the box, and they have created a new program where they are now accepting bookings, where the client can go on to Voice123 and actually book you instead of having instead of them having to contact you, or you have to go through, different channels or whatever, whether it's through Voice123 or personally. Or your website, you can now be booked directly through Voice123. And they also have an escrow account so that they can be paid by the client. And then once you do the work and they're signed off on it, they pay you. So that is a really, huge, I think, shift for one of the big players on pay to play. There are some other sites, I think, for example, I do think the Voice Realm, I do believe they have a escrow account. So when they're paid, they do that. But I'm not exactly sure if they actually do, or if it's just when you finish. But I do know this is something interesting. And if you've not set up your account, well, first off, you got to be on Voice123. I am not exactly sure if it's available for free, because there's 3 different options on Voice123. You have the option of, a free account, you have the premium account, and then they also have a platinum account, which is basically, a lot of money every 3 months. And, but anyways, those are the 3 different accounts. And I know for me, if you go to your settings on your account, and there is an option where it says, activate book now. And you just click that, and it'll bring up a page, and you can fill out your rates. So you have to go to the rate card, and you fill out your rates, and then you also fill out your usage rates, because they've added another section on that for the rate card, where it talks about you filling out your rates for like 10,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million views, 10 million views, that kind of thing. So that, I think they're trying to put in broadcast rights, that kind of thing. So anyways, that's what Voice123 is doing, which I find very interesting. But I find very interesting because, these sites, for the longest time, people have, they've put down Fiverr, put down freelance sites as, a bad business model. But if you stop and look, sites, Voice123, these sites are following suit because they realize how amazing that model is. And like I had said on a few videos past, auditioning, it's the name of the title was Auditioning is Dead. But I think, of course, there's still room to audition, and I think you still should. But I do believe that there's a lot of places, and clearly the people at Voice123 feel the same way, that there is a lot of reasons to also be able to just book somebody instead of going through all of the mess. Think about it. If you're a client, and you want a deep, inspiring voice for your voiceover, and you go on there and you've got to, even if you put down you only want 10 auditions, you're going to get 50, 100, right? Because everybody auditions. I mean, they don't cap it at 10, even though they might say 10. You can keep submitting until the time is up. Well, you got to go through all of that, right? You got to go through all of that stuff and all that kind of stuff to actually get to the time when you actually can figure out what deep voice it is. And then it's like overload, right? How do you pick the right person? And then what do you got to do next? You got to go to websites. It can be a mess. It can be just overwhelming for a client. It's so much easier to follow the model of Amazon, right? Which is you go on there, you search around, you type in what you want, the search results bring up somebody or a couple people, you shop, you find something you like, you listen to the demos, you click on book now, you see how much they cost, and you decide to buy it or not. And then that's the set time, you deliver it, and bam, you're done. It's so much easier than dealing with all of the other stuff that, goes along with the back and forth. And yes, that is the way things used to be, and things are still done similar to that. But it's so much easier to go about getting business this way as opposed to the old way. So, with that being said, I'm actually very pleased with Voice123 that they're doing this, and I think it's a great decision on their part. I think it also helps a bunch of reasons, not just for people who are new, because I think it's really going to benefit a lot of people. Because, instead of the old way where you have to audition or you've got to reach out, it's a button. It's a button on the tab. If you haven't noticed, it's a button next to the listen to or message. It's a book now. It says book now. So you see their face. You see that you can play their demos, their samples, or you can hit book now or message. So it actually gives you the option to book, which is a really big benefit. So I'm very proud of Voice123, because I think they are thinking for the future, and it's nice to see them come around. And I think this was a big deal for them because, they're losing business. I mean, they're fighting wars on both fronts. I mean, you got voices.com. I mean, you got sites like Fiverr, and no matter what anybody tells you, whether you believe it or not, I can personally attest, and I know this as well. I mean, Fiverr is a beast. And it is growing insanely. I mean, it is a marketing machine, and, people cannot stop it at this point. It is huge. It's a public company, and it is zooming. I mean, and you got to understand too, where Fiverr and places like Upwork, I mean, these places that have multiple services, they have a lot more clout when it comes to a wide range of people, which are going to need voiceover services, right? You're going to want to go to a place where you can get one service, two services, three services, right? So I'm very proud of Voice123. I think it's a great thing that they're doing. I also think it'll help the people who are on Voice123 already, because I think that, you can easily now go and book somebody that you've worked with before, instead of dealing with the other stuff. And I think it's good for the voiceover artists, because not only is it going to help streamline your, you getting work, but it will also allow you to be assured of being paid, which is always nice. I mean, a big issue when you're running your own freelance business, right, is how are you going to get paid? So this is a big thing that will help with that, because the money goes in, it's held there. So the client's already paid, but they don't have to worry about being scammed, because they will sign off on it before it's done. Okay. And when it's done, and then once they sign off, you get the money, they've got their product, everybody's happy. It's a win-win scenario, and it works great. So I'm very excited about it. I'm interested to see how long it will take the people on Voice123 to, shift over. I mean, like the clientele, the shift over to it, and see how long it will take them to really utilize it. Now, here's the thing. If we go back to the scenario where we are measuring like this new shift by Voice123, and, we look at what all these other sites are, people are getting booked on these other sites based on how high they are in the rankings, right? So that means that once again on Voice123, it's going to determine how high you come up in the rankings. When do you show up when somebody puts in a search? So I will say that I am still on Voice123. It is still kind of locked down a lot by the platinum sellers. So you have this issue where, the free account is free. Then the premium account, unless they're running a deal, is like $498 or $497 for the year. And then the platinum account, last time I checked, was like $1,500 every 3 months. Okay. So basically like, $6,000 a year. But because of that, you are literally on the top. If you go to Voice123, I do searches on sites a lot, like Fiverr and Voice123, voice.com, just to see who comes up and things. On Voice123, I got to page 9 of voice actors before I saw anyone other than a platinum account, meaning I saw the first couple of premium people. So that means someone would have to, if they're just searching for someone, they would have to go on Voice123 and search through 9 pages of voice actors, which no one is going to get past the first page. Maybe if they are adventurous, go to the second page, but that hardly ever happens, right? So you have to think that's a little deterrent for me, because I do think that in that sense, I would love to see Voice123 do something different, but they're up a creek, right? Because they've done this thing with their platinum customers, so they can't just do away with it, because these people are paying a lot of money. So I think it will really help the platinum customers. I do think it will help the premium customers as well. I mean, because I do think it will allow a lot of streamlining, and it will also allow them to, if they even do an audition, right, it should allow them to go and book from the site, as opposed to having to contact, I've gotten one job from Voice123, and all that had to be done off, it's not done on the platform. They contact you through the email, you do everything like that. You got to upload, you got to handle all those files yourself. So, having it being able to be held and taken care of through Voice123 is really beneficial, and hopefully will help with all kinds of business. So anyways, that's what I wanted to kind of discuss today about Voice123. Like I said, I think there is a huge benefit to what they're doing. They took the plunge before voices.com, even though voices.com does take there's a little different business model there, but voices.com still is not on that model yet. I look for them to get on a model like that or something very similar soon, because everybody else is going that way. And now that Voice123 did it, I know there's going to be a lot of pressure on voices.com to keep up with the race. So, that should be an interesting time when that happens, because I think that'll be a big deal. I'm sure they're working through how to make it all happen, because, you've got to build out the site and the algorithms and everything like that. So anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about today. If you have any questions, thoughts, go ahead and post them over into the comments section as always, and I'd love to answer them for you. Take a look over here today. We got B-Dog at 45. What's up? We got, okay. All right. So is it Zabari? Well, welcome. I said it right. Aado, hi. Yes, it is a beast. And awesome. Good deal. Said it right. It's not like we're in the business of saying things, right? Oh, hey, what's up, Richie? I got you. Anyways, so I think if you are on Voice123, I suggest you check it out. I really do. And if you are not on Voice123, it might not be a bad idea to go and sign up for a new account for free, and check out and see if they have that option, because it is a way for you also to market. Because maybe you're not a person who feels comfortable. I'm not going to say I understand why, but maybe you're not a person who feels comfortable marketing your Fiverr account or something like that, but you feel more comfortable marketing yourself through Voice123. This might be an option. You have to remember, I mean, I love Fiverr, a lot, as you know. However, if tomorrow all the numbers shifted and I was getting all that work from Voice123 and none from Fiverr, well, I would still thank Fiverr, but I would move on to Voice123, right? I mean, we have to go as business owners where the business is. So I think that it's a good idea to market yourself, even if you have a free account, and tell people, you know what, I'm on Voice123, and you can even go there. Here's a link to my account, and you can book me now through the website if you want. But that gives you a way to not have to generate some massive website of your own where you are building confidence, because people can go to Voice123, they've probably heard of it, and they can have that confidence. Like I said, I think when voices.com does theirs, I've not heard anything that they are, but they would be dumb not to. They really would be dumb not to. And I know they've got to be thinking about it, or even trying it. They might launch it soon. Who knows? But I think you can, market with that. So I would check out and see if it's available in the free account or not. And if it is, that gives you another tool to send out a link to market with. All right, let's see what we got over here. Ben, what's up, dude? Good to have you. Do they add anything onto your price if they book you direct? So good question. I actually went and tried to fill out that, and the answer is yes. There is, and I believe it's a couple percentage points, because you'll notice if you go fill out something, they add, like I had done something where it was there was just a couple of extra dollars, and it increased as you went up. So the answer is yes. Now, I'm sure you can find the percentage somewhere. I didn't dive in and read the rules or what the FAQs, but I can tell you, I did go in and check on the pricing and type it in myself and see what happened. And sure enough, there was more added. So the answer is yes, Ben, they are adding a percentage. Now that it's becoming clear that voiceover websites take a big hold of the market, are there any sites to stay away from? Honestly, I think the sites to stay away from are the sites that are a waste of your time. What I mean by that is there are so many sites that are coming on that when you go on there, it's a challenge if they're not generating any business for you, or they don't have a good enough system set up yet where you can see what's happening. They give you opportunities. I mean, look, the mark of a good website for us, or at least as contractors for them, is they need to be able to show us how to succeed on their site. Because if we're not being shown how to succeed on their site and we don't succeed, then what their talent pool is going to dry up. Sooner or later, a couple of people, it's just not enough variety. So I would really go for sites that offer a lot of opportunities for you to grow. I mean, Fiverr has tons of stuff. That's why I like them a lot, because you can really play within a lot of places on Fiverr and grow your business. I like, again, what I'm talking about today, what Voice123 is doing. I like that they're adding something new to it. I would like to see them add some statistics now to that. Voquint is putting together some really awesome things. They're working really hard to implement some things that when they launch those implementations, and I'll do videos on that when they do, it's going to be really big and very exciting. And, they're going to have a lot more options for voice actors to get work without just being booked. They'll actually be able to do some other things as well to generate traffic and business. So that's nice. I would say, like freelancer, you guys know I did that little thing where I contacted someone who was trying to say they had a voiceover job for me and wanted me to contact them off the platform. And I did. And I was on the phone with someone in China who told me the first thing they said to me was, well, this isn't actually a voiceover job. So I was like, click. And I don't know why I did that. It's like a rotary phone, which we don't use anymore. Click. Anyways, it was more like hit my keyboard because it was on, it was actually a Google Voice. So, but at the same time, I know there is a lot of people making a lot of money through freelancers. So, there are ways to be careful not to do that. But I would say that you stay away from the sites that are not generating any business from you. Or what I mean by that is don't focus on them. Focus and double down on the sites that are generating something for you, or at least that you can see where there's something happening. Perfect example, People Per Hour. That's not a bad site. I mean, I've not gotten tons of work. I've gotten a job from there. But what I like about them, actually, of all the stuff on some of the other sites, is that I can actually see how many people are looking at my gig or my offering on that site, which is really nice, because then I know it's not stagnant. I know I'm not wasting time if I go there and update something, because I can see that there's eyes on my account. All right. Now, sites like that are going to see. So you have to understand Fiverr has done something where a lot of other sites are catching on to and doing it as well, which means that Fiverr makes you pay for like learn courses, and you can do a learn course, and then by taking that course and finishing it, you then get a boost to your account. Right. Well, places like people per hour and stuff, or even what is it? Is it Baldago or whatever it is? They actually just charge you. You can actually buy on people per hour. You can actually buy to be promoted. And, you know, you don't have to go through the class. You can actually like purchase to be at the top of the line or something. And I think you can do that in a variety of other places. Like I know Freelancer, you can purchase more, and Upwork, you can purchase more proposals. So, I mean, these are things that, you know, are going to be, you know, more and more prevalent, where these sites will handle getting people, and then they will become like a mini Google, where you will buy ads from them on their site, right? So they're going to be these funnels. And then when the people funnel there, we are going to be paying them money for ads for targeted, super targeted audience, instead of us paying ads, you know, for the big pond. We can pay for ads in the little pond and catch the fish there, if that makes a sense. Okay, got the Halloween special on 123. Really thinking hard about it. Cool. Let's see. Aado, heard anything about Snap Recordings? It's a site a friend told me about. I've not. I'll have to check it out. I've had no luck on Voquint. Going to put some more samples up today. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I love Voquint. I love Miles. I love their customer. I love their team. They're really awesome people, and they're trying really hard. But I think, like Miles said on the interview, on the podcast interview where I interviewed the CEO of Voquint, they don't have a big following yet in the US. So the majority of their business is in England, or in Britain, or, you know, in Europe. So, you know, we've got to take that in consideration. But at the same time, they're going to keep growing. And Miles he's a Spitfire. He's going to keep rocking it. So it's kind of one of those things where that's a site that, because I personally now know and speak to the person who's running the show, I feel confident that they're going to keep moving forward, right, and trying to grow their business. And if we're there, you know what I mean? It's a great place to be when it takes off, right? All right. So let's see. Ben said there should be a slam phone app. It was so satisfying being able to properly hang up on someone. That's a good point. Even when you have the flip phones, right? You go, all right. I really like the answer. Thanks. Awesome. That dude killed that interview. So good. Thanks for that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Miles is awesome. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Like I said, go check out Voice123. They have restored a little bit more faith in pay to plays for me. So I'm happy about that. A little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. So I recommend you go check it out. All right, guys, you have a wonderful Tuesday. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.